Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today, and today the Houston Texans have released Shaq Mason. Let's go. Sorry, Shaq Mason. It didn't work out in Houston this year. 2024 was a terrible year for him. Played 15 games, 15 starts, so he was a starting guard for this team this year, but he had a terrible year. 2023, I'm not going to say he was terrible in 2023, 17 games, 17 starts, but he wasn't good. He's had a lot of really better seasons out there with, some amazing seasons with the New England Patriots he had. But as he's gotten older, he's really just not a great tenure with the Texans. And I think the one of the more frustrating things is, obviously it's going to be upsetting when any offensive lineman plays bad football or makes mistakes, but especially when you're an offensive lineman that's making a lot of money. Shaq Mason for this Houston Texans team was making $12 million a year, signed a 3-year, $36 million deal. So with restructuring Azeez Al-Shaair's contract and cutting Shaq Mason, the Houston Texans saved up about $18 million in cap space, because cutting Shaq Mason cuts up about around $10-12 million. Azeez Al-Shaair's restructured contract saved the Texans around $6 million, $6.3 million, and the Houston Texans were a little bit below the cap before these roster moves. So the Texans were actually like $16 million above the cap a day ago after restructuring Nico Collins' contract, but then they re-signed Durant Ngobalowe, and then they re-signed Kurt Hinish for about $3 million between the both of them, and then they took on Christian Kirk's contract, which is like a $14-15 million contract, and then they went back to below the cap and were at negative. They're in the negative range, but not by much. Negative like 700,000, something like that. So with Shaq Mason getting cut now, and then not only Shaq Mason getting cut, but restructuring Azeez Al-Shaair's contract, the Houston Texans are now in a position where they're like right back to where they were before the Christian Kirk trade, with around $16-17 million above the cap. No, below the cap. So, you don't want to see the Texans in the negative range like they were just a day ago, but now they can spend some more money this offseason. Let me know your thoughts on the Houston Texans releasing Shaq Mason in the comment section, and peace out.